since yesterday, if you look closely to the news covering the move from the company to actually invest $27 million into Hycroft, which is a gold mining company, gold and silver mining company, you wouldn't find any positive thing on that move. Why? Because even if it's a weird thing, there is a smart reason behind it, but they don't want to actually highlight it because it will mean that the short thesis is totally destroyed, even though a bunch of other catalysts here are already making these short thesis destroyed. Let me share with you something here that will actually illustrate what I'm talking about. AMC Entertainment's reckless decision to purchase a stake in a gold miner reinforces our view that AMC Entertainment stock could decline to 0 per share. This is from Benziga. 0 per share. I mean, if a company is going back to $0 per share, it literally means that the company is out of business. That the company is out of business. All right. So if you look closely to which companies or which smart money, the institutional investors, the guys who are supposed to have the best tools on the planet, the best researchers, the best analysts, are buying a stock that is supposed to go back down to 0. So it doesn't even make sense, especially after that decision to purchase a stake in a gold miner. So again, I mean, I even wonder if, anyway, so let me show you how much of a bullshit this is. Because first off, companies can now get your cash dividends paid out in gold. This is from Business Insider. So if you look closely to this, if a company can now issue dividend to reward the loyal shareholders, people who have been holding the stock for so long in gold, not in dollar. It definitely makes the move very interesting from AMC. Bullion International announced a new service that will allow shareholders of dividend-paying publicly traded companies to accept their dividends in physical precious metals, according to a new release from Bullion International. Why does that even make sense? Why is this relevant for people holding AMC and for the business and for the market as a whole? Well, because the gold at $10,000 is actually a reality, or it's actually a theory, not a reality yet. It's a theory, all right? So a gold at $10,000, it is not as far-fetched theory as you may think. Why? Because some people may think that the depth of the 40-year bull market in bonds is what is next for the global financial system after Russia's central bank gets cancelled. Remember that we have all of these institutions in Russia that have been pulling back based on the sanctions imposed by the Western countries, as a retaliation of the invasion in Ukraine. So this might be a consequence, gold reaching $10,000 might be a consequence of that. Why $10,000 an ounce for gold may not be that far away. This is an article posted already back in January, all right? And now it's even closer to what we may think based on this Russia sanction with the central bank getting canceled by putting pulled away from the SWIFT payment system. So I guess if Adam Aaron is now investing in a gold mine, which ultimately exposes it directly to gold, you have to remember that commodities work in tandem, meaning if gold spikes up, which by the way, gold is now trading below $2,000, all right? So that will signify a 5x, that is 500% gain. So 500% gain on that money will give them the ability to actually pay a dividend to the people holding AMC stock. And that will definitely increase the pressure on the short sellers to get out. Why? Because in order to pay a dividend, you can only issue a dividend to people holding the real shares. So all of these guys, first of all, from a borrowing standpoint, all of these institutions that have been lending shares out to the short sellers will automatically recall them because they want to receive the dividend, especially if that dividend will be in the form of a physical gold. All right. So that's number one. Number two, by recalling those shares, you're actually exposing the whole theory of the synthetics existing. So when when the lenders recall the shares, literally it means that if short sellers can't have the shares anymore, as a result, they have to cover them. And by covering them, that's when you shoot us to the moon. All right. So this is a theory that is not far-fetched away just because, it kind of connect the dots if you were wondering why this move was kind of weird. Well, it does kind of make sense now, especially with what is happening there in Russia. All right. So it may not be that dumb of a move, but as always, any positive thing with AMC, journalists and media outlets will do anything to crush it down and turn it as a negative, which in reality, when you look closer, it is not. So just a matter of time, folks. Just a matter of time.